Collagen. You've seen it, right? It's literally everywhere, in powders, creams, even in our coffee. And they all promise the same thing: younger skin, healthier joints. But what is the real story here? Today, we're going to cut right through all that marketing hype and get to the actual science.
So, yeah, what is the truth? Does it actually work? Is this something you need to be taking? Or is your body already doing everything it needs to do on its own? We are going to answer all of those questions, and we're going to start with just how ridiculously important this protein is in the first place. Okay, get this. A massive 30% of your body's total protein is collagen. Let that sink in. This isn't just some minor ingredient. It's one of the most fundamental building blocks you have. That number alone tells you, hey, this is probably something worth understanding.
To really get a handle on it, I want you to think of collagen as your body's scaffolding. It's the essential structure that holds everything, and I mean everything together. We're talking skin, bones, muscles, tendons, the works. So officially, collagen is the most abundant protein in our bodies. Its whole job is to provide that structure, strength, and support. It's the main building block for all those things I just mentioned. It's not exaggeration to say it is quite literally the superglue holding you together. So, how does your body actually make this stuff? Well, it's a pretty fascinating process. It all starts with 3 key amino acids: proline, glycine, and hydroxyproline. Think of them like 3 individual strands of yarn. Your body then masterfully twists these strands together into the super strong rope-like structure called a triple helix. And that's what gives collagen its incredible strength. But, and you gotta remember this part, the body can't do any of this without help. It needs key nutrients like vitamin C, zinc, and copper to finish the job. It's a real team effort. Now, what's really interesting is that not all collagen is the same. I mean, there are at least 28 different types, but for our purposes, these 5 you see here are the main players. Type I, that's the undisputed champion. It makes up 90% of all the collagen in your body. It's the heavy lifter for your skin and bones. Then you have type 2, which is more specialized, kind of like the cushion in your joints. Type 3 is the framework for your muscles and organs, while IV and 5 are more like specialized sheets, forming layers in your skin or helping out with things like your hair. So, if our bodies are these amazing collagen-making factories, what's the problem? Well, that production line, it doesn't run at full speed forever. Let's talk about what happens to our collagen levels as we get older. And here it is, the double whammy of aging. First, your body just naturally starts making less collagen. And second, the collagen you already have starts to break down more quickly, and what's left behind, well, it just isn't as good quality. This timeline really paints the picture, doesn't it? In our 20s, we are at peak production. But then, you can see, by our 40s, a pretty noticeable decline has already started. For women, menopause marks a period of a significant drop in production. And by the time we hit our 60s, this decline is just a normal part of aging for absolutely everyone. So what does this actually look like in real life? I mean, you can't exactly get a blood test for your collagen level, but the signs are probably pretty familiar to a lot of us. We're talking about skin that's a bit more wrinkled or saggy, joints and tendons that feel stiffer, less flexible, maybe some joint pain, even weaker muscles or some gut issues as the lining of your digestive tract gets a little thinner. Okay, that might all sound a little bit gloomy, I get it, but it's not the whole story. The really good news is you are not powerless here. There's actually a lot you can do to protect the collagen you've already got. First things first, let's identify the bad guys. Smoking is a big one. It actively wrecks your collagen and elastin. Eating too much sugar, another major culprit. It creates these little molecules that literally make your collagen weak and brittle. And maybe the biggest enemy of all, the sun. UV light doesn't just slow down collagen production, it makes it break down way, way faster. And now for the good guys, the allies. Remember those key nutrients our bodies need to weave that strong triple helix? You can get all of them through a balanced diet. We're talking vitamin C, proline, glycine, and minerals like copper and zinc. And honestly, one of the absolute smartest habits you can get into is right there on the screen. Daily sunscreen, SPF 30 or higher. It is your best defense, period. So this all brings us to the million-dollar question, right? What about supplements? Can't we just pop a pill or mix a powder into our smoothie to replace what we've lost? Let's take a hard look at the evidence. First off, what are you actually buying? Well, these supplements contain something called collagen peptides, or you might see it as hydrolyzed collagen, It's just a fancy way of saying it's animal collagen that's been broken down into tiny little pieces so your body has a better chance of absorbing it. So, okay, your body can absorb it, but the real question is, does it actually do anything once it's in there? This is where the whole debate gets really interesting, and it's so important that we look at the science without any bias. All right, so here's the deal. The evidence is, well, it's promising, but it's also really complicated. On the one hand, some good studies have found that supplements are possibly effective for improving skin hydration and elasticity. Other studies suggest they might help with joint pain from osteoarthritis, but, and these are some really big buts, you have to know the other side. Collagen supplements are not regulated by the FDA. That means companies don't have to prove that they're safe or that they even work. Plus, a lot of the positive studies that are out there are pretty small, and you guessed it, they're often funded by the supplement companies themselves. That's a potential bias we just have to acknowledge. So, where does all that leave us? Well, instead of just thinking about buying collagen, what if we shifted our focus to building it? Let's put together a real action plan. And a key part of that plan is understanding this simple fact. When you take collagen peptides, you can't direct traffic. You can't tell your body, hey, send this to my face. Your body just breaks them down into amino acids and uses those building blocks wherever they're needed most. And that could be for making new collagen or repairing a muscle or, just for general protein needs. And you know what? The same thing applies to food. Eating something rich in collagen like bone broth doesn't directly mean more collagen in your skin. Your body has to take it apart first, break it down into its component amino acids, and then rebuild. So the focus shouldn't be on eating finished collagen, but on eating the ingredients for it. And this slide right here shows you exactly how to do that. You can support your body's own natural production factory by just giving it the high-quality raw materials it's asking for. For vitamin C, think oranges, bell peppers, broccoli. For proline, you're looking at things like egg whites and cabbage. Glycine is everywhere in protein like chicken and peanuts. And for those vital minerals, you can find zinc in beans and nuts and copper in foods like oysters and even dark chocolate. So, while that supplement industry just keeps on growing, it seems like the most powerful tools for supporting your collagen are already in your control. They're on your plate and in your daily habits. So let's end with this thought. Instead of buying collagen, what if we just focused on building it? The science seems to suggest that giving our own bodies the building blocks they need to do the job themselves might just be the smartest strategy of all.